Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here with another salary cap lineup builder video. Gonna be going over 3 different lineups that I made, and I have to say, the 4 Dark Matter lineup that I put together might be one of my best salary cap lineups yet. Really excited to show that to you guys. That'll be the last lineup that I show. Let me first start with what has been my main salary cap lineup that I have tweaked a little bit. And then I'm going to show you guys the lineup that I would run if you're trying to get your glitched agendas done for those different event pieces. The one that I got done in a showdown rather instead of salary cap. But I'll show you guys a lineup that I think could work for you if you're trying to get those agendas done. First and foremost, this is my new version of my main salary cap lineup, and I actually like this lineup a lot. Gonna be featuring Donovan Clingan now, so for the first time ever, Joakim Noah is gonna be running the power forward for me, so I can move Paolo Banchero down to the 3. One thing I love about this lineup is that my starting 5 has 5 very tall players for their position. Delano Banton is 6'8", Corey Brewer is 6'9", Paolo Banchero is 6'10", Joakim Noah is 6'11", and then Donovan Clingan is 7'2". So I like that. My point guard position is still my shortest position on the floor, but it comes in, by it I mean the Delano Banton card comes in at 6'8", which is really nice. So I'm really excited to get to try out this lineup off the bench. In order to make this lineup work, I had to bench my guy Quinton Post. Unfortunately, there was no way I could run this lineup with all the main players in it without being at 26,600 salary, which I hate whenever that happens, when I'm 100 over the salary cap limit, but it happens. We'll have to run with Kyle Filipowski. I figured if that's my biggest issue with this lineup, then we may be just fine, but we'll have to see how this lineup does in game. The next lineup I want to show you guys is the glitched salary cap lineup. And in case you're not familiar with what these agendas look like, I did go over them briefly in the last video when I covered them, saying that I got this done in Showdown. But you can see here, you need to get things such as like different stat related agendas done. Fast break points, assists, 3-pointers, dunks, PRA, and then you have to win games. You need to win 1 and then win 3 in a row using 5 or more glitched players. And getting all of these done will get you a Dark Matter, Galaxy Opal, Pink Diamond, 2 Diamond, and 2 Amethyst glitched event cards, which is really nice. And it'll give you a third of the puzzle, 1 Shatter Prize piece out of 3 that you need to get a 100 overall glitched event card, which is pretty nice. The MT method is still not there, like it wasn't there during the Signature Series event. However, there are a number of players that I think are pretty decent in this exchange, and so I'm trying to get these agendas done. For that reason, I want to get as many of those players as I can to prepare for playing the game next season, whether it's in salary cap or in Showdown. So as you can see here, you need at least 5 glitched players in your lineup, and I tried to factor that in when building this lineup. I'll be pretty embarrassed if I somehow miscounted in my tired state. But I think, yes, we do have 5 glitched players. Those 5 are Pink Diamond Anthony Black, Diamond Ryan Hollins, Pink Diamond Isaiah Hartenstein, Diamond AJ Johnson, and then Diamond Baylor Shireman. I like this lineup a lot because, first of all, I'm surrounding these glitch cards with cards that I trust jump shot wise. I like Emoni Bates jumper a lot, even though I haven't used him a lot in salary cap. And then Hakeem Warwick, I think, is Hakeem Warwick currently is like what Jaime Jaquez Jr.'s diamond card from the Dia de los Muertos exchange was back in the beginning of the year, where you have a card that has a really nice jump shot and is really good defensively, and then he is 6'9", with that really nice jump shot. So I feel like Hakeem Warwick is a great player to bring in, especially in lineups like these where you're trying to get agendas done with other players. You're going to be able to run with 3 of the better lower tier glitch cards in terms of having Anthony Black, Ryan Hollins, and Isaiah Hartenstein on the floor for you. They're going to be able to help you get those rebounds. And, with Isaiah Hartenstein and Ryan Hollins, you'll be able to get rebounds. You'll be able to hopefully lead the fast break, push the pace, get a quick shot off with Anthony Black, just to add to, the fast break points and everything like that. Now, it'll be easier, in my opinion, it's easier to get fast break points when you're scoring with your shooting guard or your small forward who on the break are going to be racing down the floor. Whereas, with this lineup, you're going to have Anthony Black, who's playing at the point guard spot. He's going to be waiting to get the ball from Isaiah Hartenstein or Ryan Hollins in this scenario. So you may be getting those fast break points when your bench is in, but I think this bench is pretty nice too. And I think it's pretty easily interchangeable. I have Quentin Post in here because I was able to make the salaries work to have Quentin Post in this lineup. But you could definitely run Kendrick Perkins here and then bring in an Amethyst in place of Baylor Shireman if you want, just to get more rebounding with a glitched player off of your bench. If that's the case, if you want to do that, by all means, go ahead and do that. But we have the 5 glitch players in this current lineup, and I don't think you want to add more of them than you have to. So yeah, I think this lineup is pretty decent as well. You have some nice bench shot creation with AC Law and AJ Johnson. And then AJ Johnson, who has one of my favorite jump shots in the entire glitch set, and Baylor Shireman, who's a pretty nice knockdown shooter, will give you the opportunity to get those 7 3-pointers that you need to get done as well. So I think this lineup is pretty decent. May not be the best use of salary when it comes to building a lineup with 5 glitched players, since you have 2 pink diamonds in here, but I think there are only 4 diamonds in that glitched set. So unfortunately, yeah, if you're going to try to get this agenda set done and you use all 4 diamonds, you still have to bring in at least 1 pink diamond. And I mean, if you like Sasha Vujacic more than Anthony Black, then by all means, bring in New York Knicks legend Sasha Vujacic. But I like Anthony Black a lot. I also really like Matisse Thybulle. So you have a number of really solid options here in terms of pink diamond glitch cards. So, feel free to take the lineup that I gave you guys and then mess around with it and, swap in or out different pink diamonds if you don't like Isaiah Hartenstein or Anthony Black. Last lineup, my 4 Dark Matter lineup. I think this lineup, for how I play, is a masterpiece. This may be my salary cap lineup magnum opus. 4 Dark Matters, as it says in the name of this lineup: Isaiah Collier, Cody Williams, Corey Brewer, Joakim Noah, Donovan Clingan. 4 Dark Matters and a pink diamond. And this pink diamond, Donovan Clingan, coming in at 7'2" with a 7'7" wingspan, is going to be maybe not a Wemby stopper, but he's going to be a hindrance to anyone that runs pink diamond or even the Galaxy Opal Wemby out there. He's so tall. He does a great job on the boards. I was doing great with Donovan Clingan in park this past Sunday during the win streak, clamping Galaxy Opal Wembys, pink diamond Wembys. I even held a 100 overall Yao Ming in check with this Donovan Clingan card. So he's really good. All of these cards are obviously excellent. Give me a sec. All right, I apologize. And then off the bench, we have enough salary remaining that I can bring in Delano Banton or Justice Winslow or any other 2,000 salary point guard I want to bring in. But since I want to try out Delano Banton, he's currently in the lineup right here. Ron Holland for defensive purposes, JT Thor, Nikola Jovic, and Quentin Post are 3 of my mainstays off my bench in my salary cap lineups over the last month or so. Don't need to talk about them. I think this lineup is insane for salary cap. It's part of the reason why, if I'm able to build a lineup like this in season 6, maybe I don't play salary cap in season 7, because we're going to have all the people who are tier 1 in Showdown and are playing salary cap all the time with their, 80% of their Showdown lineups in salary cap next season. So I'm excited to try out this lineup, but for me to be able to build a lineup this good means that we're going to probably see other people with really dominant salary cap lineups out there. Yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, what is your starting 5 looking like in salary cap? And I guess let me know which of these 3 lineups would you run in salary cap. Now, obviously, I don't expect you guys to vote for the glitched salary cap lineup. That's only for the agendas, which I don't need to get done anymore, because when it comes to playing Showdown, it's just much less sweaty for me because I'm not close to tier 1 compared to doing it in salary cap. But let me know between this lineup and this lineup which one you would prefer. My only grievance with this lineup is I would not be running Paolo Banchero, and that card has been a mainstay in my salary cap lineup for the last 2 months. So it's tough to say goodbye to him, but I think for me to run a lineup like this, the opportunity to run a lineup like this is just too great for me to pass up on, and for that reason I'm gonna have to probably say goodbye to running Paolo Banchero in all of my salary cap games in round 3 of salary cap this season. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.